Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
March
Morning.
March 29th, 2025. Seamus bought a jigsaw puzzle and spent months working on it. Finally, he finished and proudly showed his wife. Seamus, she said, he said, it took you 5 months. Oh, his wife said, it took you 5 months to finish that puzzle. Ah, he says in his Irish accent, but the box says 2 to 4 years. All right. Last time we talked about
And about Trump wrestling is oh,
last time I'm going to mute everybody. Last time we talked about the health app and the health features of your phone and watch. And so we're going to have a little quiz on that today. And I'm going to share my screen. And everybody get out a piece of paper and pencil. First question. Where can you typically find the health app pre-installed on your phone? In the App Store, in the utility folder, on your home screen. It's on a web-based app. By the way, since I'm doing that, I'll say it's not D. Apple, I was working at the shop the other day and somebody said, "Why is the Apple such a good product?" And I said, "Because the apps are all vetted and you have far, far, far less chance of getting a virus. Because every app that's capable of being put on your phone is put on there by Apple and it's vetted to make sure it doesn't contain virus. On Android phones, that's not the case. So you can get viruses purely by going somewhere in the web and downloading an app. Question number 2. Which of the following data type can health app track? Steps and distance, sleeping, heart rate, all of the above. Number 3, what can you share? How can you share your health app data with a doctor or family member? Through Bluetooth, using AirDrop, by exploring a PDF or sharing it through the sharing tab within the health app. Now, if you didn't know that, you should know it now by the way the question's worded. Right? Which of these devices can contribute data to the health app? Your watch, third-party fitness trackers, smart scales, all of the above. What is the medical ID feature used for? Storing your work history, displaying critical medical information in case of an emergency, tracking your medication schedule, analyzing your sleep pattern. How can you add manual data entries to your health app? By speaking to Siri, by using the browser tab to select data categories, by scanning a QR code. It is impossible to add manual data. Good question. Number 7. What's the purpose of the trends section in the health app? To show you the latest health news, to display your historical health data and show changes over time, to provide daily motivational quotes, to track the weather. Number 8. Which of the following settings allows you to prioritize data sources in the health app? Data privacy, data source and access, health records, notifications. Whoops, there's the answer. The answer to that one is B, data source and access. And I think this is the last question. What type of health records can be imported into the health app from participating institutions? Lab results, immunization, medications, all of the above. A, B, or C. And let's talk about the answers. Where can you typically find the health app pre-installed on your phone? On the home screen, unless you removed it. Which of the following data types can health app track? All of the above. How can you share your health data with a doctor or family member? Through the sharing tab. They try to make that easy for you. Which of these devices can contribute data to the health app? All of them. What is the medical ID feature used for? It's used for displaying the primary use is displaying critical medical information in case of emergency. Number 6, can you add manual data entries? How can you add manual data entries to the health app? By using the Browse Feed tab and select data category. That's one I don't think we covered, so you might want to try that at some point in the future. What's the purpose of the trends section of the health app? To display historical data and show trends. Which of the following settings allows you to prioritize data sources in the health app? Data source and access. And what type of health records can be imported into the health app from participating institutions? All of the above. So you can get your medications, your immunization records imported into the health app. Any questions on that? Any questions about the health app or anything else? Okay. This week we're going to talk about focus and what is it? Focus is the iPhone focus feature is designed to help users minimize distractions and concentrate on specific tasks or activities by customizing, and I'll reword that a little bit, by how much the phone will interrupt what you're doing. And that would be phone calls, messages, emails, all those kinds of things that are coming in and binging and banging on your phone. It was introduced in iOS 15 in 2021. Focus allows users to create personalized mode for different situations, such as work, personal time, sleep. So you would want the interruptions your phone gives you to be different if you're at work versus if you're sleeping or driving or you're having a meditation moment. Okay, so they've set it up so you can have different types of focuses. Let me make sure I got it right here. Core functionality, right, is distraction management. Focus allows you to filter notifications and apps so you only receive alerts relevant to what you want, your current situation or activity. It helps you temporarily silence notifications, allowing for periods of uninterrupted concentration. You can customize or preset focus modes. In other words, focus does come with, I think it's 3 there, maybe 4. Work, personal, sleep, and do not disturb are the ones they call. And you can personalize those, or you can set up a whole new one if you would like. The amount of customization you can do includes which people and applications can bother you, can send you notifications during your focus time. You can also customize your lock screen and home screen to display only relevant apps and information. Right? Contextual activation. Focus modes can be activated manually through the control center or automatically based on a schedule, a location, an app you might use, or you can request Siri to start it. Again, that's how you can start the focus. You can all start it by tapping on it. Focus filters. Focus filters are a great way to filter content within applications. For example, within the email app or the mail app, you can select which mail accounts, for example, if you have a work account and a home account, right, are active during the work focus. Or within a calendar app, you can select which calendars are active during the session if you have multiple calendars. Key features. You have a notification control, allows you to choose which contacts and apps can break through the silence. Offers options to hide notification badges and dim the lock screen. Home screen and lock screen customization enables you to create dedicated home screen pages that you want to appear while you're on and doing focus. You can also link specific lock screens to the Focus app. Now we're going to be doing a bunch of this stuff. Okay. Cross-device synchronization. Focus settings sync across your Apple devices, your phone, your iPad, your watch, your computer. In essence, the focus feature provides a powerful way to tailor your phone experience to your current needs, promoting productivity and reducing digital distractions. Okay. Everybody have an idea there? Any questions on focus? What it's supposed to do? We're a quiet audience today. Jeez. I better tell another.
Where is the focus on the home screen? I don't see it any.
You won't see it on the home screen. I'll show you where it is. Okay. Using the Focus app feature involves a few key steps from setting up your desired focus mode to activating them when you want. So, first of all, where can you find focus? It's in the control center. And I'm going to switch screens here. So if you're looking at my phone there, if you put your finger in the upper right-hand corner and pull down, you get the control center. And in the control center, there's a little window there that says focus. Unless you've removed it. Everybody see the focus? Go ahead and try that. Do you see focus there?
It looks like a quarter moon or moon.
Well, it could, yeah. It may look a little different depending on what was last done, but yes, it looks like a quarter moon. And if you tap it, it shows you the different focus. Woo, didn't come up on my screen. If you tap it, it will come up and say, I don't know, sleep. There it is. Do not disturb, sleep, and driving is what mine are currently on. Everybody get that idea? Now don't go any further. Okay.
What, how do you, how do you decide what focus you want? I mean, different, I have do not disturb personal sleep and work.
Right.
So how do I choose one?
Well, we're going to do that, but I need to show you how to set one up and
Okay,
you'll get more of the idea. You choose one by just don't do it yet. Don't do it yet. Somebody already did, I know. Don't press one of those because it'll go into that mode. So all you need to do is tap one. And the other thing is, I was trying to figure out how to stop it. You tap it again to stop it. Okay, all the things you set up will happen if you just tap one of those. And many of you are sitting there saying, I didn't set anything up yet. That's okay. What we're going to do is set one up, okay? And then you can go back and edit the ones that you already have, okay? Which are three of them. All right, everybody there?
I can say I don't know what it is and I've never used it, so what, everything you're saying is new to me.
It's brand new. That's right. I haven't used it much either, and I find it quite intriguing. Okay.
All
Oh, by
right.
the way, just for everybody's information, the next X number of classes, 5, 10, 15, however many we end up with, are going to be similar to this one where we focus, where we concentrate on one particular feature, one or two applications. And I'll be covering many of the applications that seniors, let's call it the top applications that seniors preferred in 2024. I went out and did some research and got that information. And so I'm going to be covering those applications. And as we go, I'll tell you what there are ahead of time, and you'll know what's coming. Okay? So to access focus, what am I going to do here? How am I going to do this? You go to Settings app and tap Focus. I'm going to change my screen a little bit and do something a little different. Okay. And let's go back to the home screen. First of all, the way in which you set up a Focus app, other than the ones they provided you, let's say I want to create my own. I don't understand what Apple's provided me. I'd like to just set up my own and be able to not get bothered by particular things. To do that, we go to Settings, and you'll see in the Settings menu, there's an item called Focus. So let's go ahead and tap Focus. And there's the ones that you have already set up, that are already set up for you. And we've done this before. I bet you could tell me how we could add a new focus.
I like
Bill,
that driving one that you have there, because when you're driving, it's easy to.
The plus sign.
Yep, the plus sign. So right there's the plus sign. If we tap the plus sign,
Right there.
right there. I can
Bill,
get my-
I don't have a plus sign.
If you went to settings and then tap focus, you'll have a plus sign up there.
I did and I don't, but I'll try again.
Settings
Mhm.
and then focus.
Okay. No. Yes, I don't know what happened the first time, but here, I'm here. Thank you.
So we tap the plus sign, right? And there they have a whole bunch of them already made for you. But just I don't want to. I don't understand what they're doing. I want to do my own, right? So I'm going to tap custom, and it's going to take you through a bunch of steps there. I'm going to say I want to make the color of it, and they're just saying you can set it up, personalize it. I'm going to make it a happy face, or you can make it like at dinner time. So you make it a fork and a knife, whatever you're setting up, right? And then you tap next. I think you tap next. Well, oh, I got to put a name on it. And I'm going to make a guy and an ER, right? I got to make a name. Oh, you're going to be that way on me today. Oh, no.
Driving.
Well, no. I remember I had a problem the other week with my phone not showing up the keyboard.
Oh,
Custom
custom.
name. It's not letting me do it. Okay, hold on, folks. I'm going to restart. I'm restarting my phone, so it'll be a second. Commercial break. Patty was walking home from the pub late one night when he stumbled upon a priest standing on the side of the road with a sign that read, "The end is near. Turn yourself around before it's too late." Patty, slightly tipsy and feeling cheeky, stopped and scoffed at, "Ah, Father, what you ever stop with all this nonsense? Surely you can leave us enjoy our drink in peace." The priest just sighed and shook his head as Patty continued on his way. A few seconds later, there was a loud splash. The priest sighed again and muttered, "Oh, geez, maybe I should have written bridge out instead on his side." Okay.
I thought it was funny.
Oh, thank you. Hey, my phone's on the other side of the screen right now. Let's hope this works. So I went to settings. I go down to focus. I say I want to add a new one. I say I want to customize it. I tap the text, and there's my keyboard. And I'm going to make it dinner. And I'm going to make the symbol a knife and or a fork and a knife. So I named it. I made a symbol for it, and then I clicked next. Okay. And here it's telling me silence notifications, share with your friends. You have notified notification silence, turn on custom lock screen and home screen, all those things we can do here. So let's custom focus.
Bill, what if you just want it silent for whatever it is that you're attending, like an event?
Then I would just hit the church button on the right side, on the left side of the phone.
Okay.
Okay.
The what
So
button?
the church button, D.
Where's the church button?
You have the volume up and volume down,
That's the mute.
Oh,
and
okay.
and the little hidden button down in there, right?
Yeah.
This is
Have to
I
be
can
what I found is that I forget to turn the ringer back on again. That's why I love the focus feature.
There's also that the church button does not silence alarms, so you have to be very careful that you don't have an alarm set for the period that you want it on.
didn't know that. Is that right?
They ring, unfortunately.
Yeah,
You found that out, did you?
Yes, I did.
And
Okay.
if you have any favorites in your phone contacts,
Yeah. Now here, right, the first thing there, it says silent note, reduce interruptions by choosing just the notifications you want. So if I say people, what people am I going to allow to interrupt me? You tap people, it comes up, and there's some of them, right? Obviously, I want my wife to be able to interrupt me. But I'll turn off everybody else and I could add some more. Get the idea? I hit next, right? And done. And now I could choose the apps that I can allow to interrupt me. And I don't want any of them, right? So I'm going to turn off all of the apps here I've got, right? I think everybody else is turned off. All others will be silenced and sent a notification. Okay, so I tap done on that. Now, look at this. I can customize it even further. I can choose which screen that I would like to appear on my home screen. My lock screen is the first one there. We don't get the right mouse. This is the lock screen, so I can choose what I'd like to appear in the lock. Whoa.
Is this only when you're on focus? Is that what you're doing now?
Yes.
Okay.
right? So I can say I can choose a lock screen, and there's the different lock screens. And I'm going to scroll down here and pick a nice one. I'd like that lock screen, not that one. Oh, come on. Okay. So I want that lock screen to be the only lock screen that I'm using. Okay. And I tap done on that. I can choose a home screen. There it lists all your home screens, and I would like that one. And then tap done. And I can also change which watch face I would like to show up. That's more than I want to deal with. I'm going to leave that one alone. Okay.
With watch, you mean?
I have different watch faces. So if I
Oh,
tap it, I could
the wa-
choose one of these watch faces. I'll
oh,
choose one.
the
I'll
time.
choose, I'll choose one that just gives me the time here. And since I can't read a watch with an analog clock, I'm going to pick the one. I'm going to pick that one. I'm kidding, but get the idea. And then I tap done. Right?
You have separate lock screens for both regularly and for the focus?
You can. That's what this is saying.
Okay. It doesn't make any sense to me, but that's okay, fine.
You don't need to. You can leave it alone. Right? So I go back to focus and I'm done.
Bill,
So
So all those screens you just put in the focus?
set a schedule. If you want to set a particular location,
Oh, okay.
I haven't done that one yet. Have you done, has anybody done the location? Here's add a schedule. Smart activation. If I turn that on, what's it do?
it doesn't seem to give you a choice to.
I know it says automatically turn dinner focus on at relevant times throughout the day based on signals like your location app. Okay.
What they are. They don't know what the signals are.
I
And I
know.
expected that when you turn it on, you'd have options there.
So
Like,
did I.
see, the,
So did I.
see, I wanted to turn it on for like when I go to concerts. And
Yeah, there it is. There it is. I turned that on and then I went back to smart activation. Oops, where'd I go? Add a schedule. And there it is. It can do it by time, location, or a particular app you open. When you open the Books app.
where was it? I
Okay,
didn't,
let me go back. Let me go back. I
yeah.
turned on smart activation and then I went back and then it says add a schedule. And now the schedule includes you want to do it by time, location, or app.
Thank you.
Okay. I like the, how about that? When I open a book in the book app. Wow, that's pretty cool.
This
All
is
right. All right. We've now set up my dinner app. And so I'm going back to the home screen and I pull down the home screen and I go to focus. And now it lists my dinner app right there, the one I just created. And if I tap it, it's now on. So that's another way to turn it on. You don't need to wait for a time or a location. I've turned it on. So what happens when I turn it on? Let's see. Wow, look at that. That's my home screen. And that's my lock screen. And it says at the bottom, see where it says dinner? Okay. And that's the only home screen I have. I have my widget screen and my app library, but that's the only screen I have. So how do I turn it off? You open the app, open Control Center and tap the app, and now it's off. And I'm back to having all my home screens.
Bill.
Go ahead, Diane.
Yeah, I set it up for location. Excuse me, and for location, I put in Van Wezel. And
Yep.
when I opened up the Do Not Disturb, the Focus app, it says until I leave this location, and it says it has my home location instead of
Okay.
Van Wezel.
And that one I don't know how to change.
And it has for 1 hour instead of
Yep.
for the whole concert.
Yeah.
All right, I'll have to do more research on this, but thank you. I didn't know that we were capable of doing this, so thank you.
Okay. Now, what I'm going to do, everybody, let's go through it one more time.
Hey, Bill, can I ask you something?
Please, Dave.
When you set up people as exceptions, you can drill through your Focus app.
Yep.
Does that mean if they send you a text message or an email or a call you, it will alert you for any contact that they use?
It would seem that way, right?
I'm not sure if it's just phone calls or if it's everything they attempt to do to contact you.
Well, I don't want to block you. So. Diane, do you have any experience with that one?
I'm sorry, what was the question again?
It's about if you say I don't want Dave to bother me.
Or you do want. You've set up a blocking, but you want exceptions.
Yeah, I want Dave to allow me to be allowed to break through my firewall and get to me.
Well,
Does it include messages and emails and phone calls?
I haven't used it, but I think what you do is you list what you want to get through the block.
Yeah.
Well, actually, all that it gives you is it lets you select the contact, but then that's it.
Oh,
It puts the people in a list of exceptions to blockages,
yes.
but it doesn't give you an opportunity to drill into what sort of things you want to let them through with.
We could experiment, or we could Google it.
Google it. Yeah.
Bill,
Google
I
it.
just had Apple, they silenced my phone because I was getting a ton of calls all day long. I clicked the wrong button on the internet and somehow they got my phone number and I'm getting at least 20 to 30 calls a day. So they silence it, the phone, they
Yeah,
silence them. So they just go to voicemail and now I have to delete all of them out, but they still keep coming. I can't get rid of them, so I called Xfinity.
Okay. Let me give you some. We'll talk about blocking those in a minute. Hey, Dave, are you doing that right now? Doing a Google?
No, I can't even figure out how to phrase it so that Google or AI would give me the answer I'm looking for.
When I allow a focus in Apple phone, does that include a contact focus? What are they allowed to contact? How are they allowed to contact me? Something like
Hmm.
that.
I'll try that. Forget Google. I'm going to AI.
Oh, perplexity.
Yeah, Google will just give me a bunch of sites that I'd have to dig through. I want the
That's
answer.
right. You're right. Um, if you're getting a bunch of dumb phone calls and saying, I don't want to keep getting these. Now, this is a stopgap. If you go to your phone, and I'll do that on my phone here, and let's say down here is one of those stopgap ones. See it? Let's say the one phone number down here. Now, if this is somebody's phone number, I'm not going to block you. But if whoops, not that one. Don't want to call her. If I go to my phone and I tap the little I over here, let me talk to hello, hello, Stella. That was a bad call. Sorry. Bye bye. If I go to my phone and there's the phone number, and you see
Mhm.
where it says block caller down here at the bottom?
I do that, but it doesn't work. So they
Well,
silence it.
the reason it doesn't work is they keep changing the phone number they're calling you as.
Right.
So you just have to keep doing it.
Wow. Wow. It's
That's
a lot of them. I went to Xfinity Comcast, said go on the website and go to do not call. And it's
that doesn't work either.
the do not call list to put them on there.
Right.
Hmm.
Anyway, that's the best you can do. I let mine go to voicemail most of the time too. So if they don't leave a message, they lose. Okay.
Mhm.
Any luck, David?
Yeah, I put the answer in their text.
Oh, we'll read it. Go ahead.
Well, it says if you add specific people, their calls and texts will get through, but not emails. If you
Okay.
want specific apps like mail, you have to add those apps as exceptions under the apps. But I'm not sure how I would say, I only want emails from these people through this mail app to come through. I don't know if it's
It
capable of that.
doesn't sound like it, does it?
Mhm.
That would be my
But I
guess.
guess that makes sense. Emails usually aren't as urgent.
Well, and emails can come from many different sources versus messages and phone calls.
Hmm.
You can have an email coming in from Google or from other email
Spam
accounts.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Any questions about focus, anyone out there? Okay. Another subject we're going to spend a little time on is passwords. And if you look right here, Apple provides you a password manager. If you go to a particular application website, if you go to a particular website and it requires an ID and password, and you're using the Safari program, Apple will record that and keep it for you for future reference. Now, I've been collecting these passwords for quite a long time. So if I click on the password app there or tap on it, it says I have 77 passwords out there. And if I tap on that 77, there's the list of all the applications I've tried to log into over time. And it says, Bill, gives me even an exclamation point there in red. It says you have an account called William T. Crow 6234, and there's a exclamation point there. If I tap the exclamation point, it says compromised password. Now you can't see it, but I can. And I realize that that password has somehow been compromised on the internet. So wherever I use that password, it comes up. On the other hand, if I go to one of these other ones, like William T. Crow at google.com, it says that one is okay, and it shows you that password. So this is the password manager that exists from Google. From Apple. Any questions on that?
Yes, could you go over that again briefly, please?
Absolutely. First of all, if you should have a password app somewhere in your screen or
Yes,
in the app library. If you tap it, if you tap it, it comes up and lists various categories, right?
what are passkeys?
I don't know. What are passkeys? Let's see. Looks like a password to me. A passkey is a secure way to sign in to your account using your face.
Okay,
Or it wants to go to your phone. I don't like those.
Say again, please.
I've had it where I've had to hold my phone up to the screen and it shows a QC. What are those square codes called?
QR code. Yeah.
To
Yeah.
connect it to your phone in order to log on. Boy, that's so annoying to me.
Especially since it's on your phone, you're trying to, never mind. Yes.
I'm on the computer and it wants to identify me using my phone for the passkey.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Oh,
if you
See,
have,
that's two-factor authentication. A pain in the
Yes.
neck, but kind of the way of the world these days.
Getting too complicated for me. And it seems like they're trying to tie everything into your cell phone because I guess cell phones are probably a better source of identifying you, us.
I
No,
think everyone has a cell phone. Not everybody has a computer anymore.
very
actually,
true. Very
Eight-
true.
8% of the people in the US do not have a cell phone, so not
Which percent? What percent?
8%.
8. Okay. Percentage do not have computers. That's an interesting one.
what's that app that says security with the red exclamation point in it, the red circle that you
What's
have there? What is that telling you? Because it has the red circle with the exclamation point, security.
that
The
tells me that that particular password, I'm using it frequently here for various, that's my password I use for junk. Anyway, it tells me that that password has been discovered on the dark web.
Oh,
One of these sites that I logged into got broken into, and the passwords were put on the web of what they found at that site. It could have been JetBlue, it could have been Major League Baseball there.
Hmm.
Okay.
Would you get rid of them, those passwords, because they're compromised?
If I were as good as I wish everybody was, and I'm not, you should go in and change the password
Oh, okay.
on that account.
Get 32 of those, Bill. Get with it.
I have what, 200 or so? Come on. I have them all on a piece of paper as well.
Oh,
I keep
Bill,
all my,
Many yellow sticky by your computer.
You
yes,
don't
I
know
do.
what they are because they're probably obsolete by now because you probably changed them already.
No, I
And
have not. I haven't changed so many of them on my
Hmm.
master list.
hey, Bill,
Yes,
if somebody gets your phone, they can find all your passwords right there on that password app.
assuming it's not locked. Yeah.
Well,
Well,
that's
and
When
to
I
get
print,
into the password app, it confirms with your face a couple of times. So if someone else gets your phone, if you've activated the phone and they get to the passwords app, it still won't let them in unless they have your face.
this is what happens if it's not looking at me, Jim. See my phone right now?
yes.
Oh,
It's looking for my face.
Oh,
I
so
turned the phone away.
the person using it's got to have the face of the owner.
That's correct.
Okay. That makes
well,
me feel a little bit better about
well,
it.
that's a better ID for the phone.
Yep. Now, if I swing the phone over here and try it again, it catches my face and shows me.
Bill, do you think with this feature, this Apple feature, that it would still be good to have a password account you pay for? Like I have one password.
Anybody else have comments on that? I do not, and I've considered that myself. So I'm not
Yeah, I have a comment on that.
good, Dave.
The
Thank you.
a company that you pay for to hold your passwords, they have the keys to your life. That company could go bankrupt or get bought or sold or get hacked. And then you're done with nothing that you ever caused. So I personally believe in keeping passwords in a secured Excel file that lives on my PC in a certain location with a name that's meaningless. And I have complete control. I'm not giving my passwords to anybody else.
Now, what Dave just said is exactly what I do.
Hmm. And I like Excel because with each app and password, I put a date that I created it, I have a date that I last updated it, and a few columns with other information, the website, what it's for, what I'm doing with it, when I last messed with it. And then for every password, I can say, oh, I haven't touched that since 2002. That probably doesn't work.
But it probably does.
You're pretty organized on that. You have to keep at it because if you miss one or two, you forget what was the last password. So you just have to do forget password.
Dave,
Right.
how long is your list?
It's over 1,000, but I've been doing it for 25 years.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I have more than 200, but okay.
If you have two passwords for the same place, how do you recognize which one is older or newer?
By date.
You put the date beside them, the date.
There's only one that's working.
Right.
So, okay, this is with the whatever it is, Apple password kind of thing.
Right. The Apple password, if you change it, you have an old one and the one you're currently using. So the
Okay.
old one is obsolete now.
But I just have to put the password in and find out which one works if both of them are listed on the password key.
Yes.
Thank you.
I put the
should-
one I have the latest date. I usually try to put that date
Right,
beside.
right. Uh, you should only have one for any one account, I think.
Well, somehow I have two for some accounts, so anyway, thank you.
I don't know how you have two. I'm sure it isn't, you know,
Oh,
I don't think you can have two for any given account at any one time.
okay.
And it
Though
may be,
some,
you shouldn't
Bill,
have,
sometimes they have dual authentication.
right, but that's not the password.
Right.
If for some reason it doesn't delete your old passwords, you can change your password and it still has the old ones listed, which is very confusing.
It does?
Yeah, it lists all my passwords.
Did you go past Google there and you had several Google passwords way back?
Let me go to Apple here. I only have one for Apple and I've changed that password.
Could you scroll down to your Google? Because I remember
Yes.
you had different passwords on that.
I go here down to Google here. I have Google listed many times, but I have different accounts
Oh, okay.
with Google.
This is pretty impressive of Apple to track your ID and know when it's been hacked. That's amazing.
Isn't that? Okay, that is it for today, folks. So if I don't have any more questions,
Bill, I have one that I had asked in the last computer class,
ahead.
Windows class. Jim Cerny told me to call you. Is that okay that I call you on this one? It's one where I'm trying to transfer photographs from my iPhone to the laptop.
Sure.
Okay. Okay, I'll call you on that.
Okay.
Thanks.
How do you set up, it's a different subject, I don't know if that's permitted, but how do you set up notifications so that they notify you on everything?
Okay. Is that what you want?
Um,
Many,
if,
many of the apps we have are capable of sending out notifications. Okay.
okay,
And the question is, do you want to allow those to bother you? And how would you like them to bother you? In other words, and what I'll do is I'll show you that. If you go to the settings app,
okay,
you scroll down to where it says notifications. Let me find it here. There it is. See notifications there on my phone? If
yes,
I click on that, I'm going to allow notifications.
okay.
Hold on,
Um,
back.
I have display as, and how do you choose one?
Okay. First of all, the way in which those notifications appear on your screen when you go to the notification center, and let me get my notifications here. Here's my notifications. And you'll look at these, it says ring, and look at ring. You see, it looks like it's stacked on top of one another.
Yes,
I got multiple things from ring and they stacked them up. I didn't mean to click on it. Somebody came to my front door. No, they didn't. Anyway, and then there's this single notification right here. Get the idea?
Yes,
That's
different.
the way they can appear on your screen. So let me go back to settings. And so do you want them a count? Do you want them stacked, or you want them not stack them, just list them all, straight down, all of them?
What does count mean?
I don't know. I haven't tried that one. Let's see what it does. Turned it on. Yeah, it says I've got 17 here from Epic Times. Get the idea? So
Okay,
instead of stacking them, just tells you have a whole bunch. Oh, I guess I do. Right? So I chose to stack them. Now, let's scroll clear down here. Here is a list of the applications I have on my device that are capable of sending me a notification. Oh my goodness.
Hmm.
Okay.
okay.
Virtually about every application I have is capable of doing that. But let's go down to the one called AccuWeather there. See AccuWeather?
Yes,
And there's a little text under it. It says it's going to send me banners, sounds, and badges. That's what it says.
okay.
What does that all mean? So
How
let
do,
me
how
let
do
me
you,
go ahead.
okay,
Let
go
me
ahead.
go ahead and tap the arrow. All right. And
Mhm.
it says alerts. I want to get a lock screen. I want it to be added to the notification center. And I wanted a banner at the top of the screen. See that? Now
Okay,
I can say I don't want any of that. No, what's the sense of the notification then? Right? So do I want the notification to appear when weather app sends me something? Do I want to appear on the bottom of the screen when it's a lock screen? When I get the notification center, do I want it to show up in the notification center? And lastly, there it says a banner. When the app comes in, it's going to show it to me when it comes in. I don't have to go to the notification center. All right. And it says when the banner does come in, that item right down here, let me do it this way. The item, whoa, let me go back, get it back again. Right? See where it says banner style? And what they do is they say the banner will appear at the top of the screen. Do you want it to appear temporarily? And if you have it set temporarily, you're not going to get it. It will show up, and I have it making a sound, but by the time I look at the phone, it's gone. So if I tap that little arrow, I can say persistent. So if AccuWeather sends me a notification, it's going to be there until I flip it out of the way.
so you have to go through each of these listed and choose what you want.
Exactly.
Okay, thank you. It's clearer, thank you so much.
Okay.
So,
I'm
Bill,
here.
while we're on notifications, I do have a question about one of those. So, for text messages, I've set all the possible things to bug me through persistence and everything else.
I know. Is
And
it
for some,
messages or messenger, first of all?
it is messages.
Okay.
And
There's
for some
that's
reason, so I've configured my Android so that when it gets a text message, it forwards it to my Apple, um, which is
wow.
pretty convenient. Then that
Yeah,
way, if I've just got my Apple, I can get messages no matter where they
that's
come from.
correct.
And those I set with the unfortunately very limited options for how it notifies me and how often, but I set to
Right.
notify me every 10 minutes, 10 times. And that seems to work. I'd prefer it to notify me every 10 minutes forever until I look at the message, but Apple doesn't give that option.
Really? Apple doesn't
And
have that option. No.
no, Android does. But
Ah,
the but
wow.
interestingly, when my daughter or wife sends me a text message, I get no indication whatsoever. I just happen to have to know and go look at my phone to notice there's one there
That's on the Android or the iPhone.
on the iPhone.
So
So
it's
the
not
iPhone, yeah, the iPhone buzzes me on notifications from my Android phone, but they don't buzz me. It doesn't buzz me when I get messages from my wife or daughter.
directly.
Oh,
Directly. I'm
Right,
asking.
right, directly to my iPhone.
So here's where you would change that. I think
Okay, I'm all
that's it.
ears.
I am too. Oh, such complex lives we lead. You should be able to say it's persistent and it makes a sound, and you can change the sound. So
And I did
why don't
that.
you, why don't you make it something like T-Rex and you'll really know you got it.
Yeah. Now I've done that in the Messages app, but it only seems to work for messages from certain sources,
Doesn't
not from
work.
all of them.
And you're saying when you get a direct message, it's not working.
Yeah,
Not the pass through.
if they happen to send a message to my Android, yeah, that'll buzz me all day long. But if they send it directly to my iPhone, I get no indication.
What happens when I try to send you one to your iPhone?
I don't know.
I don't either. I need to know your ID if I could.
My phone number?
Yeah, that's
It,
good.
remind me how to find that?
Say again.
How do I find that quickly?
Your phone. I can use your Apple ID. I can use lots of things. Phone
I know.
number.
Tell me how to find any of those.
Your phone number?
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Oh, is that right? Okay. You go to you go to settings,
Okay.
tap your name at the top. And where was that? Where was that?
That's your name, right? Your
Yeah, but I can't, where did I see it?
Personal information?
I just saw
No.
phone number. You pass it. I just saw phone number. There it is. Phone number. Under
Uh,
Verizon.
Hmm.
Under version. Under model.
Yeah, mine doesn't look like that.
okay,
Interesting.
hold on. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, here, I'll call my other phone with it.
What,
There's the phone.
There it is. If you go to the phone app on your iPhone,
Hey, actually, hang on, I'm calling it.
you're calling me, or you're calling me, or
I'm
you're
calling
calling.
my I'm calling my desk phone. Okay, I got the phone number.
All right. Well, oh, I want you to send me
Or
a
I
message.
can tell you the phone number if you want to try
Go,
it.
go ahead.
Okay, it's 303 818 0877.
Dave, what do you do when a form asks you for your phone number? How do you get it in the form?
I have a bunch of phone numbers that I use for various purposes, and I just got alerted that I got your message.
Yeah, but you don't get that
Um,
alert from your wife.
right.
Is that Is that intentional?
Well, I'd get in trouble if I said yes, but but now I'm going to do nothing. So it should buzz me every 2 minutes, right?
No, no. The iPhone messages doesn't work that way. You can't get every 2 minutes. Because
Actually, I turned that.
I'm coming directly to you, not through the Android.
Oh, I understand that. But and the Android is the messages from the Android are coming directly to me too. Just they come through a text message,
Yeah, but you're
just
saying
like
it keeps sending it to you every 10 minutes.
Oh no, sorry. On the iPhone, I turned on that option where it will buzz me every 2 minutes
Is that right? For a
in
message? Or,
messages, it, in alerts for messages.
is that right? Wow.
Yeah.
I don't use that feature.
Well, it's as close as I can get to a message comes in and I forget about it. I want it to alert me in 10 minutes or 30 minutes or something, but
Okay.
the
I
iPhone
got
can only do it 10 times over 20 minutes. That's as good as it gets.
Okay.
But I'll wait the 2 minutes here and see if it buzzes me again. But
Yeah.
it did buzz me once. And by the way, now I have your phone number so we can connect when we're at CES or whatever.
Yeah, there you go.
And you've got mine.
Yeah.
But I'll let you know if it does any more here.
Okay.
But yes, in the alerts, one of the options was to send an alert repeatedly. Oh, and interestingly, there it is. So it's coming through repeatedly. So it thinks you're important enough.
Doesn't know much, does it? All right, everybody.
Huh.
Do we have any other questions?
It's next week.
Yes. Are you saying what's next week?
Yes.
Shortcuts. I have a really clever shortcut. I get in my car and I tap the shortcut on my phone, and it sends a message to my wife telling her how long it will take me to get home. It starts playing some music and brings up the Maps app and shows me how to get home.
Is this a joke or something?
So that's an excellent example of a shortcut that does what a shortcut does is multiple things. So that's what we're going to talk about next week. How to set up a shortcut, how to use the shortcuts that are default, that are available to us. And it's kind of a clever feature. It's used in most cases, to set up multiple functions in one shortcut, one tap.
Why don't you,
An Englishman, a
let's see
Scotch,
if this is, let's see if this is the
an
Schwab
Englishman. Let me get that.
password, I'm not sure.
This one that's got.
And circled by red.
Hold on.
How do you remember the shortcuts?
Oh, you create them and you actually remember them then.
Sure.
Well, it's like ringtones. You can set up a ringtone for everybody, but you can't remember. If you do it for more than 3 or 4, you can't remember which ringtone goes with which person. So,
So by the way, Kathleen, in answer to something you were getting at before for what number I give people when I need to fill in a phone number,
Uh-huh.
I have a home phone that we've had forever that I've got on a voice over IP called Uma. That was a $200 one-time charge, and now I pay $6 a month, and we never answer that. But that's the number that I use by default. It's just
And
I have a phone number that.
And you know that phone number by memory?
Oh yeah, I've known that forever, but I never give out my cell phone number for anything.
Okay, all right. Just thought
And
what do it.
it prevents the trouble that Joan or someone was running into where they're getting lots of calls.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you. That explains it.
But
And
what
he-
I recommend is getting a Google phone number, and then you can give that out and you can go get phone numbers or messages off of there if and when you wish to. But otherwise, it never bothers you. And you can have fun phone numbers there. Like my last name is Amen. So I have the number 303-900 Amen.
Is that your actual name?
That's my name and that's the phone number. Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, do you see in my image shows my name there?
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just going to, is that your real name? I know people do not necessarily put their names in their image.
Ah,
Okay, thank you. Explained.
An Englishman, a Scotchman, and an Irishman wander into a little pub in Kildare. They each ask the barman for a pint of Guinness. After the pints are placed on the bar, three three flies drop into the glasses, each glass. The Englishman puts his pint away in disgust and orders another. The Scotchman reaches in, plucks the fly out, and throws it away. The Irishman reaches in, plucks the fly out, holds it close to his face, and shouts, "Give it back! Give it back!" Okay. All right, everybody.
Have a good week, Bill.
Have a good
Good week. Thank you, Bill.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Take care.
Have a good week.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.